Hello, this is News Today, live from our studios here at Kokomemle in Accra. I am Razak Musbah. Our lead stories this hour. Another person shot dead again in Nkwanta in the Otu region. We are live there. And also, economists dispute claims by government that it has turned the corner in the management of the economy and dares it to pay its creditors. More as Professor Bokpin is urging Ghanaians to hold government accountable in order to make life bearable going forward. And also in this bulletin, vetting begins in constituencies with sitting NPP MPs as over 400 aspirants with forms to contest the elections. We have details shortly. We are on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and around the world, we are on myjoyonline.com. Please do stay with us. Now, economist Professor Prof Bokpin daring government to pay its creditors if it has indeed turned the corner in managing the economy. According to him, inasmuch as government has made some strides in managing the economy, it is not enough to celebrate the achievement. His comment followed recent pronouncement by the president that his government has made significant progress in managing the economy.
So there's work for us to do. We recognize that we've made some progress, but it would have been more meaningful if we would be moderate in celebrating our success. And this is why I'm saying so. We are still in the midst of negotiating with our creditors. So if you are having a cocktail celebration of turning the corner, give creditors money to them.
Thank you.
Okay, you are sitting on the coupons of creditors. Over $2 billion. You are having a cocktail. You don't know how they are going to have their Christmas. So let's our actions tell the same story at the negotiation table. We are likely to be received favorably by our creditors and the rest of them. Remember that, and maybe one day we can have that conversation. You look at the G20 common framework backed by the IMF, and you see that there's a problem in there. And that is why we are having these challenges with when are we going to agree with our external and the rest of them. Because you look at the DSA and the burden on creditors to bail out Ghana is so huge. We have a role to play. We elected them. We actually don't write an appointment letter for them. They decide how they have to be paid. Of course, committee here and the rest of them. But I think that it's increasingly becoming clearer to even the politicians that our governance is becoming unbearable. That there's an urgent need to save Ghana's democracy from itself. That is different from proposing an alternative. Right? How do we make democracy work for the ordinary Ghanaian? How do we ensure that the democratic dividend trickles down? But you see, we just can't wait. Ghanaians should understand that you merely just can't go and vote once in 4 years during the AGM and sit back and expect that the democratic dividend will trickle down. It will not, because it has not. And there's no evidence that it's going to going forward. So we all have to be active in demanding accountability. To do so, we have to learn to bury our political differences, tribal, whatever, and then we have to learn to pursue the common good.
Now, some oil marketing companies have cut prices of petroleum products at the pumps from January 1, 2024. This is the second consecutive time fuel prices are going down in few months. One of the major players, Star Oil, took the lead by selling a litre of petrol at 11 cedis 24 pesos from the previous price of 12 cedis and 69 pesos per litre. Now, similarly, it is also selling a litre of diesel for 11 cedis 24 pesos from the earlier 11 cedis 69 pesos. The other major OMCs are also expected to adjust their price downwards in the coming days. Some of the oil marketing companies have indicated that the reduction had been influenced by the cedi's stability in the last 2 weeks and continued reduction in prices of finished petroleum product on the international market. But what does this mean to the consumer? Here's Duncan Amor, Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, on Newsdesk earlier.
I would concede that this is clearly a good way to start the year. But if one is also minded by the petroleum pricing curve history or development, usually in January prices do cool off globally because most of the people who did go on vacations in December would have returned, and aviation systems will probably cool off equally. Industry is also likely to cool off from the ramped up numbers that they would have produced for the Yuletide. So the demand for petroleum products globally in January, February is likely to be lower than you would have witnessed for the last quarter of the preceding year. And so it is expected that the trend would naturally be that for this first quarter 2024, prices are likely to be a bit easier on our pockets. But let me also take this opportunity to say that Star Oil probably would need to be studied in our institutions, because we did a simulation with the numbers that they currently have on the market. And it looks as though all their margins will have to go. Every single little profit that they would have had to make would have to go in order to be able to arrive at the current 11.2.4 prices that they are quoting. And that for us, well, as consumers, we are excited. It should be the way for other oil marketing companies to go. But I'm afraid I'm not too sure all the others will be able to descend into the 11 region as Star Oil has been able to offer their customers for the first week in January.
Now, political scientist Professor Alidu Seidu says the upcoming 2024 general elections will thrive on scrutiny as electorate, the media and interest groups will demand accountability from the ruling government and also analyze the manifesto promises of political parties seeking to rule the country. His comments come on the back of calls by the National Democratic Congress to Vice President Dr. Bawumia to account for all the funds invested into the government flagship programs over the years as he seeks re-election.
Electoral democracy for the past 30 years has taught us a lot of lessons. And one of the lessons will play out strongly in this year's election. And that will be the election of scrutiny. Basically, not only political parties will demand accountability from their competing parties, but also individuals who will be voting will demand accountability. But also the media will demand accountability, civil society organizations, and interest-based groups. So basically, what we're going to see this year is about manifesto promises that resonate with the needs of the people, the challenges that the people face, and then the aspirations of the people. But unlike the previous years, we're going to see more demand for accountability, careful scrutiny, but also an attempt to probe further into details and see how these actionable promises can be turned into projects and programs that can better the lives of the people. So basically, both the two major political parties and the smaller political parties will have to be very clear about what they intend doing for Ghanaians and how they will solve the needs of the Ghanaian population. And the people and political parties that will be competing with them will demand accountability and want to see how they're going to implement this. So I think this is one of the most strictest, in terms of scrutiny, election that we're going to have, based on our experiences, but based on also the experiences of other horizontal institutions of accountability, including the media, including civil society organizations and political parties. So I think this is just a little bit of a curtain raiser for what will play out major in this year, moving to December.
Now, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has assured electorate of a redemption for the country if voted back to power. He believes the country has run into a ditch and in need of an experienced hand to salvage the situation. Mr. Mahama is touting the NDC's ability to ensure economic recovery. Already, he has accepted the savior tag, which is fast gaining popularity among supporters. Now, Juma has more in the following report.
To meaning, the origin of the noun savior is traced to the Bible, in which Matthew chapter 1 verse 21 speaks of the first coming of Jesus Christ. It reads,
"She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from sins."
After this prophecy was fulfilled, another promise of the second coming of the Savior is made in John chapter 14, verse 3, assuring to deliver his people from bondage.
"And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also."
The story of the biblical Savior is likened to that of John Mahama's second shot at the presidency. And this is how supporters of the NDC tell the story. Between 2012 and 2016, John Mahama was granted a 4-year mandate to lead the country. Here are the accounts the former president gives on his service to the nation.
And then inflation and almost 40%.
As we speak, inflation is around 40%. In 2016, when we left office, inflation was around 12%. The country's debt was 120 billion cedis. That's from independence till I left office. Today, it has increased to 600 billion. If we are to share the debt among the population, each individual would have to pay 4,000 Ghana cedis, but now it has increased to 20,000 Ghana cedis.
And then 600 billion, check on no be after the baby qua. Ye almost 20,000 cedis. Obia abofra ya won ne. And also they cut 20,000 cedis.
However, John Mahama was voted out of office for non-performance. The call for a second term is gaining ground as the former president tours the country to seek concerns of the public for a 2024 party manifesto. Here are some firm believers of the John Mahama candidature.
Apart from Mahama, you need savior baby. We need savior baby.
John Mahama is our savior after Jesus Christ. If he doesn't come to help, then we are dead.
Mahama na savior to say 2012 Mahama by.
He came to office in 2012 and exited in 2016. Things have deteriorated after his exit. We need him back into office to help.
The savior tag is being accepted by the former president as he attempts a comeback into office. The NDC flag bearer has continuously described the NPP government's performance as abysmal. He believes the country has run into a ditch and in need of an experienced hand to salvage the situation.
And ne obiesu and no my ding. Your boss no VIP ayede echo akwentu akoto ditch.
Today, we are all crying. Things are tough. The bus in which we are traveling has fallen into a ditch, and we have to join hands to bring it back on the road. If you take a look at the political parties in the country, the most development-oriented party is the NDC.
I just say, Emrebia, Samanyo Kono Betnasi, Timi who say, Empuntu Oba, Emagana Koninim, Sa Amanyo Kono NDC.
To him, a second coming of his government is a redemption for the country.
Nyameka say obesuma ajenkwa no abeji yankwa me Kristo di minim say sa ajenkwa no Yesu Kristo. And so minim say nyame hu Ghana mobo.
God promised a savior. I am a Christian and I know Jesus Christ is the one. But I know God has shown us mercy. So before the second coming of Christ, there will be a predecessor to save Ghanaians from bondage. That person is an experienced individual with knowledge to help. I know that savior is John Dramani Mahama and the NDC party.
Experience any Enti menim se Saje Kwano Nyame adumunti John Dramani Mahama any NDC amanyoko.
Christians are certain of a return of their savior, but the NDC's savior can only return if the electorate vote him in 2024.
For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima reporting.
Now, the governing New Patriotic Party is scheduled to begin the vetting of aspirants contesting the election in constituencies with sitting MPs as part of its reorganization towards the 2024 general election. A total of 400 aspirants have picked forms to contest the election in over 100 constituencies. Deputy General Secretary of the MPP, Haruna Mohammed, joins us for details on this story via Zoom now. Mr. Mohammed, thank you very much for joining us. Can you kindly break down the figures of this contest for us?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I would like to say Happy New Year to the entire team of Joy and Multimedia. We in the MPP started this conversation around somewhere 2023. And we have set dates by the National Council, National Executive Committee to organize primaries for orphan and sitting members of Parliament. Indeed, we opened nominations for the sitting members of Parliament, and 400 people picked forms to contest in the 137 constituencies that we had opened nominations for. Before then, you know that we had put some constituencies on hold. That is Akati North, and then Akati North, Ketu North, and then we also put Boku Central on hold. We are adding these constituencies back to the sitting members of Parliament. We are putting on hold currently for Mina and that of Sunyani East, which will not be going through this particular process. So all in all, we had 400 forms that were picked, and then 373 returned their forms. We have 23 of these people going unopposed in this particular contest. The party is set to have the vetting start from tomorrow, and we have about 20 voting centers. If you go to the Ashanti region, the vetting center is the Millennium Plaza in Kumasi, and then you go to Greater Accra is the shelter at Teshi. That's where the vetting is going to happen. If you go to the Western region, it's at Kingston Hotel, Takoradi. If you go to Western North, will be at the Regional Party Secretariat, it's a view or so. If you go to Bono East, it will be happening at the Party Regional Secretariat in Techiman. If you go to Bono, it will be happening at Hempong Hotel in Sunyani. If you go to Ahafo region, it will be happening at Ejabi's Hotel on Atamils Road in Gosu. If you go to Eastern region, it will be happening at the Regional Party Secretariat in Kofridwa. Northern region to be happening at the residence at the Northern Regional Coordinating Council, where the regional minister lives.
Mr. Haruna, just to get your thoughts on this, though, we also understand that most of the known bigwigs in your party are no longer contesting. The last time we counted about 18 of them. At the moment, from what you gather, has the number increased?
Once the nominations have been opened and closed, these numbers that you have has not changed, because nominations are places that determine who goes and who does not go. So the data you have still stands. These persons are not contesting. And indeed, Parliament will be losing out great experiences in terms of people who are going out. Look at the current majority leader. You look at Esikado Katen and many other MPs who have had several experiences. This is not new to the New Patriotic Party, because if you look at the likes of Mensah, the likes of Agman Osuajiman, the likes of Papo Osuankuma, the likes of Nana Dankwe Kufuado, we have had the opportunity to have this experienced hands lead Parliament, and we have had the opportunity to replace them with very good, competent hands. If you look at Akufado, we had Atachia replacing him, and today he's also going, would have upcoming politicians who have been groomed very well to be able to lead the Liberal Democratic Party, and that is the party of choice, the New Patriotic Party. So if you go to the Upper East region, it will also be happening at the Regional Coordinating Council in the Regional Party Secretariat in Bolga. Upper West region, it will be happening at the Upland Hotel in Wa. Northeast, it will also happen at the Regional Party Secretariat in Nalerugu. And then Savannah will be happening at the Party Secretariat in Damongu. And Volta region will also be happening at the Regional Party Secretariat.
I mean, Mr. Aruna, finally though, of course, we know the vetting begins tomorrow, but how are you going to ensure that the exercise will be fair and also void of any chaos?
Somebody will tell you, because if we look at the conduct of the presidential primaries, we had made sure that communication and the ground was made fertile for everybody to contest. If you look at the orphan constituencies too, we had also made it very open for everybody to contest. Same as what is going to be done for this current sitting members of parliament. Look at the way the nominations were open. Everybody was given the chance through structures to be able to submit their forms and be given the fair grounds. This vetting is also going to give everybody the opportunity to ensure that we are given the fair ground to be able to contest. And that is why we have set up the National Parliamentary Appeals Committee, and that is headed by Honorable Osei Prempe, and then Evans Nimapu as the Secretary, who is the Director of Elections. We have Honorable Pariansa, also Madam Esther Fori, we have Aro Solomon, we also have Professor Emmanuel Flolo, we also have Dr. Clifford Brimer, we also have Honorable Eugenia Gifty Kusi, Dr. Adman Budu, and Alhaji Amadou Kalim. Everybody knows him as Amadou Business. These are men and women that we have put together to become the lead and the National Parliamentary Appeals Committee. So these people will be receiving appeals from other members of the party, aspirants and stakeholders who feels that there is something wrong somewhere, and appeals will be made to them for them to hear them.
Mr. Aruna, thank you very much. We appreciate your time, and of course, we'll keep in touch with you for more on that. But still to come on Joy News today, another person shot dead again in Nkwanta in the O2 region. We are live there shortly. Welcome back. Now let's go to the Nkwanta Municipal Assembly in the O2 region, where Joy News is picking information that another person has been shot dead. It's been the hotbed of disturbances in the last few weeks, prompting a curfew in the area. At least 12 persons have been killed in the disturbances believed to be land and chieftaincy related. The fresh hostilities come just days after the chairman of the Municipal Security Council, Bright Lenwa, announced plans to tighten security following what he says are the fresh twist in the conflict. We'll take you live to the area shortly, but first, here is a background.
Somewhere yesterday, in the early hours of yesterday, I was informed and by the security, one young man was on his phone on his way to farm, and unfortunately he was shot by some unknown men. If you recall, few weeks ago, let's say about 2 months ago, there erupted some clashes between ethnic groups, some ethnic groups in and around Nkwanta. And since then, this issue keeps recurring. We've tried severally with the security to engage the stakeholders involved, the various leadership of the various groups to ask for ceasefire. But as we speak, we will not be able to arrive at any substantive conclusion. So we're still engaging, and I think that the issues have taken a new dimension. Originally, it happened, or it was happening in the town, but due to the heavy deployment of security to the Nkwanta township, it has taken a new dimension. Now it's happening at the outskirts of town and in nearby villages and communities, and we'll be meeting and then trying to figure out some other measures that we need, or some other security strategies that we need to adopt to ensure that this thing, to find a lasting solution to it once and for all.
So that was Bright Lenwa speaking to us some days ago on that very incident. And our OT regional correspondent, Peter Seno, joins us via Zoom now for more on this. Peter, tell us how this happened today.
Yeah, we know it was really yesterday that a man went to his farm to get some food items for the family. And then when he was also shot by an unknown gunman. And so as we speak, the counter-terrorism unit of the Ghana Police Service and some other officials are on a search mission to retrieve the body from the bush. That is what we can report on the current developments and now.
I mean, Peter, we know that the disturbances started somewhere in October last year. Can you tell us officially how many lives have since been lost?
Yes, as you have said in the intro, per the official records, the police indicated 10 in their earlier report. And so with this current two, that will be 12. But the Regional House of Chiefs have also been telling us that per their information, 16 people or persons have died so far. And so with this current two, if that is anything to go by, that will be 18. But we want to go with official from the police service. And so this would be the 12 persons dying from this conflict.
Earlier, we had the municipal assembly head, indicating that security was going to be tightened in the area. What has happened as far as security in the area is concerned?
Yes, for all we know, as from Kwanta town, the municipal capital, security has been beefed up, and then I should say it is tight. But just as the MCA indicated, the fight has been taken to the periphery, the outskirts of the various communities. And so for me, it will be very difficult for the security persons to be manned in almost every village or every farm. And so that is a difficult bit of it. In Kwanta town is safe, it is peaceful, but the periphery, the villages around, that is where the killings are ongoing. And so we are yet to speak to the MCE as to exactly what they are going to do to contain the situation. But for now, in a private conversation with other people, they think that the people themselves involved in this conflict must sit down and see the way forward rather than waiting for other persons to come and then have any peace talk with them. And so this is what is unfortunate that is happening in Kwanta South, in Kwanta Municipal Assembly as we speak.
Well, Peter, thank you very much. And of course, I will keep in touch with you for more updates from Kwanta. Meanwhile, the Interior Minister, Ambrose Derry, has revealed that the security agencies led by the police will enforce the law against vigilantism, warning that perpetrators who go contrary to the law will be investigated and prosecuted. Ambrose Derry made the statement on the sidelines of an annual party held for constituents in Nandong.
To take this opportunity to send caution out there, or maybe a warning out there, that the scrutiny led by the police is going to enforce the law against vigilantism, and all those who take the law into their hands would be investigated and prosecuted. I want to advise that anybody who has any grievance should sort to due process. Go to any security agency, police especially, report any case. The police would come and investigate, and your grievances will be addressed. But I want to say that we are not going to allow any individuals to take the law into their hands and take away the record that we have so far. In the case of Nkwanta, it's a traditional chieftaincy misunderstanding. It has been a perennial challenge. It is nothing new. I think what we're having this time is that the police have gone in there with a new approach, not just enforcing the law, but engaging the community. You see now, you find the police going to the communities. They have a TV and radios, they have a TV station, they have a health outreach team that goes in. All that makes the police a friend of the citizen, and therefore makes it easy for the police to get information and get cooperation. Yes, a number of people lost their lives, and I want to emphasize that one person losing a life is one person too many. So make no mistake, if I say a few people have lost their lives, I'm not downplaying it. One life lost in Ghana is one life too many. The police have covered it. I went to Parliament. I made a statement in Parliament. I answered a question in Parliament. And I'm working with the Minister of National Security and with the RESEC to make sure that far from doing what we've done in the past and got no change, we are now going to involve stakeholders and get into the matter.
Now, the Minister of Education and the Member of Parliament for Bosomtwe, Dr. Osei Edichum, has donated cash and other materials to widows in his constituency to usher in the new year. The gesture forms part of his yearly support to the needy, the elderly and less endowed school children in the Bosomtwe constituency. While offering his support, the MP appealed to the constituent to contribute to the victory of the new Patriotic Party in the 2024 general elections. Anabwachi Yadom has more in the following report.
Dr. Osei Edichum supported over 400 widows in the Bosomtwe constituency with cash and items to support their needs. This is the 7th exercise since he assumed office as Member of Parliament for the constituency. Addressing the press, Dr. Edichum highlighted the need to contribute to the welfare of the needy in his constituency.
I felt the need to engage widows on the first of the year. I've done that consistently, and this is the 7th one that I'm doing. These are women especially who need our support, and I felt when we begin the year it will be a very good time to let them know that they are not alone and that we are with them. So we bring them, we give them food, we give them a piece of cloth, and then in addition to that, I'll give them some money. So the whole idea is to make sure those who are individuals of need, we come to their aid. And it's part of the understanding that taking care of widows is not just a biblical mandate, but also it's a social mandate.
The Bosomtwe constituency has over the last 7 years seen several developmental projects, but some are yet to be completed. According to the Education Minister, the government remains committed to ensuring their completion.
We have a number of government-sponsored projects, 2024 and beyond. Bosomtwe is on track in becoming a learning hub in the country, to be a place where students come to learn and acquire knowledge and skills. I want to be second to none in Ghana and probably in West Africa in terms of concentration of education facilities and education opportunities.
Dr. Edichum, however, called on his constituents to contribute to the victory of the MPP in the 2024 general elections.
My word to voters, first of all, is that there is no constitutional provision that says that you can do beyond 8. That our government has done well. Come to education, free secondary education, free TVET, now transformation of public schools. And if you look at our track record in health, in industry, in every sector, we deserve another term. So what we are saying is that Ghanaians should vote for NPP under the leadership of the now flag bearer, Dr. Mahama.
For Joy News, Nana Bwache Dankwayadom, Kumasi.
Well, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with some business news.
Welcome, time to do some business with me, Emma Davis. A look at our stories. The Association of Ghana Industries has lamented that the cost of doing business in Ghana is still high compared to other countries in the sub-region. It is therefore appealing to government to work with the Bank of Ghana to reduce interest rates and the cost of electricity for industries. He spoke on the Joy Businesses Review of the year 2023.
When we are talking about electricity tariffs, we are talking about cost of production. When we are talking about cost of finance, and I just mentioned policy rate being high, I talked about interest costs being high. when I'm talking about what does it mean? I talked about the value chains being effectively developed such that the raw material supply to the industries will be cheaper. And then the logistics for moving them. So we talk about this all the time. So anytime he talks and says, we are not talking about the real issue and we are only tackling the imports and all that, it's not true. These are the issues you and I have been discussing on a daily basis. So indeed, we acknowledge that cost of production is high and we need to deal with it. But we must also acknowledge that some countries, by virtue of the fact that they are more advanced in a lot of things, they have a cheaper cost of production than us. I mean, if you take electricity, in China, it's about 4 to 5 cents.
But Mr. Kwabwa, just a rude intervention, just a rude one. I mean, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and from what we are hearing, they are really not that more advanced than Ghana when it comes to some of these infrastructure.
Yeah,
People are knocking down stuff from there and bringing it here into Ghana. Same multinationals bringing it here, and they are way cheaper than what we are producing here.
Yeah, but you should also know that we are also exporting quite a lot. How are we also able to export to those countries? Every country deals in products that they have comparative advantage in. So bear in mind that much as some products will enter our market, we are also entering other markets. So it's not also the fact that we are only receiving Nigerian products and no Ghanaian product is entering that market. If you are not able to enter, there are sometimes difficulties with the protocols of entering these countries, restrictions at the border, and so on and so forth. So let's bear that in mind. I mean, he talked about oils and all that. You know, the value chains have to be looked at. In Ghana, a lot of the raw material base for our oil producers, it is produced by the peasant farmers. In Côte d'Ivoire, they have plantations. So those are factors. It's not based on the individual. So at the production level, there's a limit to which you can control the cost because the input cost is higher. If you are being fed by a plantation, which is consistent, regular, and reliable, programmed in a certain way, your cost of production will be lower. So those factors, we understand it. And that's why the likes of Wilma have plantations, but it's never enough to feed the factory. And they still even import some of the raw materials. So there are certain areas we are reasonably competitive. But then every country also has a responsibility to institute certain measures to protect its industries. Even in the US, they do so. In Europe, they do so. So where there are import measures, such as tariffs and all that, it's universal, it's international. We have to go by it and make sure that people adhere to it. Compliance level is good so that even if you are important at the right circumstances. And AGI members have never said they are afraid of competition. It's the unfairness that we always talk about. If you look at textiles, for example, we always complain about textiles. The fact that you produce your design, you spend a lot of time and effort and money producing your design. In a few weeks, somebody goes to China and brings the same product. Is it about competition? Is it about imports? It's about unfairness. Those are the things we're talking about.
The Ghana cedi ended 2023 with a year-to-date depreciation of 15.57% against the US dollar in the retail market. However, it was neither in the best sports returns or worst sports returns bracket, according to Bloomberg. Here is the Business Desk report.
The 3-year International Monetary Fund program has significantly helped to reduce the sharp depreciation of the local currency experienced in 2022. To this end, the country's capital and financial accounts benefited from reduced portfolio outflows and lower amortization payments. Again, the current account recorded a surplus of $1 billion in contrast to a deficit of $1.8 billion recorded for the same period of 2022. These favorable developments in the current and the capital and financial accounts, according to the Bank of Ghana, impacted positively on the balance of payments. Before 2023 ended, demand for the US dollar eased following the arrival of the first tranche of the cocoa syndicated loan. As such, market dealers expected the foreign exchange inflows to increase the supply side, intervention and bolster the cedi in the near term. Meanwhile, the cedi lost about 27.81% in value to the dollar on the interbank market.
That'll be it for today's business segment. My name is Emma Davis. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com.
Welcome back. Now, thousands of holiday revelers in the Ashanti region turned up to enjoy the biggest family outdoor event at the Kumasi Ratri Park. The New Year edition of the Love Insure FM Family Party in the park saw a massive lineup of activities to carry party goers through the new year. Families from various walks of life gathered to partake in the grand party in the park while creating lasting memories on the special occasion. And Abuachi Yadom was there and he came through with this report.
Well, into the future with Love FM and Insure FM. You definitely did miss a lot if you did not make it to the 2024 edition of the Love FM and Insure FM Family Party in the park. It has been a day full of activities for children and for families that gathered here today at the Kumasi Ratri Park. But then we cannot just talk about the fun without engaging patrons who made it to the 2024 edition of the Love FM Insure FM Family Party in the park.
Oh, it's been great. We've really enjoyed ourselves. We are cool. Everything is on point.
Is this your first time being here?
Oh no, we've been coming every year.
Every year?
Every year.
And how would you rate this year?
Today is superb. Wow. Actually, the crowd, everything is on point. People, I'm even shocked because the crowd is too much, more than last year.
You're having fun, lots of fun. We are good to be here.
When did you come here?
In the morning, around 9, around 7.
You came alone?
No, with my families.
With your family?
Yeah.
And then you've been here since morning?
Yes, please.
And you're not leaving any moment from now?
No. I came here to have fun.
Around what time?
Around 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay. And then since 6 p.m. you've been here throughout?
Yes.
When are you expecting to leave?
12.
Around 12? Okay. You said you're not going home?
I'm not going home.
Why are you not going home?
I'm very excited.
Okay, so what do you have to tell Love FM and Insure FM?
No, I'll tell everyone to come during New Year to come and have fun with their family members. That's good.
Oh, it's been nice. It's been good. I was not here last year. I heard it was massive, but I think this year has been the best ever since I joined multimedia. It's been amazing, but I think that next time we need to provide more chairs for the patrons who are coming, because myself, I hustled before I got a chair, but it's all part of the fun.
Are you not carried away with the crowd, the numbers?
I don't really care about that. That's what brings about the fun. And so I'm still buzzing up in the fun. I wish people even come more as we sit here and enjoy.
I came here around 10 a.m.
10 a.m.?
Yes, around
You came here with your family?
Yes, I came here with my family.
And how has it been for you?
Oh, it's good. I'm still enjoying. Right near here.
When are you expecting to leave?
Oh, I don't think I will leave today.
Why?
I will stay here till next morning.
Is this the first time coming for the Love FM Family Party in the park?
No. This is my almost 4 times coming here.
Really? And how has this year been for you?
This year is great. I think this year is great for me.
So can you give me some dance moves? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So this is the excitement here at the Kumasi Ratri Park as patrons jam to live band performances. It has been a day full of activities, especially for families, children gathered here at the Kumasi Ratri Park. You can see the live band ongoing, and patrons are not ready to leave yet. Still a night full of activities. For Joy News, my name is Dana Boachi Dankoyadom, Kumasi.
Well, multitudes of New Year revelers in the Ashanti region thronged the Ratri Park for the biggest family outdoor event in Kumasi. The New Year edition of the Love FM Family Party in the park featured a massive lineup of exciting activities ushering patrons into the new year. Now, while patrons got carried away by the jamming atmosphere, sponsors recount the overwhelming patronage, surpassing the expectation. Clinton Yeboah was also there and came through this report.
Tasty Tom and Fry Tall were the headline sponsors of the Love FM Family Party in the park. The event was fully packed with thrilling music and fun activities. Sponsors of the event and other exhibitors expressed satisfaction with gains made as they cashed in on the event. Have you achieved any target sponsoring this program?
Yes, I have. Coming here has been a great achievement. Looking at the number of people here, the age group and everything, the whole family is here, and then the parents are also here by themselves, so they can also hear, understand, and then also know which one to choose, why to choose Tasty Tom, and what it does for them. And we are looking forward to being here anytime you organize this program.
Frito is a family brand. We've been partners of this program, family events, for the past 3 years. And for us, we know that for sure that people patronize our products. Once they come here, we give them free goodies and all those things. We also make sure that consumers are able to take these products to their households or their homes. And it's benefited us a lot with penetration. Now, if you go everywhere, every nook and cranny, you see Frito everywhere. And I think this program has really been beneficial.
And so we want to partner with Love FM, and especially for such a program. Now we are here with a team. So we came with our customer service team. We also came with our sales team. And the whole essence is that the customer service team will help the customers to actually will help customers to check on their policies, also help them with their what we call the self-service platforms that we are running. And so a customer can just be on their own, at their convenience, they will be able to check on their policies, run statements, and request for part encashment and all the requests that they want to do at their own convenience.
Bright Ate of the events unit of Love FM is pleased that sponsors will be able to extend their reach and attract potential customers.
We have over 15,000 people, and there are more coming because there will be a live band session, that's the adult corner, after 6. Any category of products can fit in because we have Kumasi right here on the 1st of January 2024.
I've spoken to some sponsors and they have explained how successful patronage has been for them with their presence here. Should we look forward that this would foster more collaborations in the future?
Yes, this is a great opportunity for you because a lot of sponsors are looking for people to talk to, and we have assembled every household in Kumasi here right now.
Just as you can see behind me, thousands of family units in Kumasi have gathered here at the Kumasi Rotary Park to catch a glimpse of enjoyment from the Love FM Insura FM family in the park. And just as we heard from sponsors, the satisfaction has been overwhelming and they are promising a better collaboration next year. Reporting for Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
Well, I'm Razak Musbawa, and that's all we have for you on news today. We have more stories on myjoyonline.com. Do head there for the rest of the year 2024. Once again, Happy New Year, and up next is the Marketplace for Dow.